Steph Curry.
Steph Curry and
Steph Curry.
Steph Curry.
Steph Curry.
Ruin the NBA?
That the NBA is out of balance. You're in a better spot when there's more of a balance.
A lot of threes being shot.
It's a question that sparks heated debates among fans and experts alike. The man who turned impossible shots into routine highlights has transformed basketball in ways few could have imagined. But not everyone's thrilled about the changes. Critics argue that Curry's three-point dominance has inspired a revolution that's gone too far, turning the game into a three-point chuck fest. Fans are divided. Is he a genius who elevated the game or an unintentional villain? Today we're diving deep into this debate to uncover the truth behind Steph Curry's impact on the NBA. Steph Curry wasn't supposed to dominate the NBA. Coming out of Davidson, he was undersized and overlooked. Scouts doubted his ability to make it in the league, but Curry defied all expectations, transforming himself into one of the greatest shooters the game has ever seen. His breakout came during the Golden State Warriors 2015-2016 season. Curry hit a jaw-dropping 402 three-pointers, shattering the previous record. The Warriors went 73-9, the best regular season record in NBA history. It wasn't just about the numbers though, it was how Curry did it. He'd pull up from 30, 35, even 40 feet, making shots that would have gotten most players benched. Suddenly, defenses were scrambling to guard him the moment he crossed half court. Curry didn't just change the game, he rewrote its rules. Teams began mimicking his style, prioritizing three-pointers over mid-range shots or post-ups. This shift became known as the three-point revolution, and Curry was its face. Beyond his incredible range, Curry's ball handling and court vision made him a nightmare for defenders. Opponents couldn't simply crowd the perimeter. Curry's ability to penetrate and create plays kept them guessing. This unique combination of skills elevated him beyond a mere sharpshooter, turning him into a complete offensive weapon. Additionally, his humility and work ethic set an example for young players worldwide, showing that even seemingly impossible feats can be achieved through relentless effort. And before Curry's rise, the three-point shot was more of a novelty than a strategy. In 2010, teams averaged 18 three-point attempts per game. Fast forward to 2024, and that number has more than doubled to over 35 attempts per game. The Warriors led this charge, proving that a team could dominate by living beyond the arc. During their peak, they attempted over 40% of their shots from three and hit them at an elite clip. Other teams took notice. The Houston Rockets, for example, embraced an analytics-driven approach, leading the league in three-point attempts for multiple seasons. But there's a catch. Not every team can shoot like the Warriors. In fact, since 2016, there have been over 2,400 games where teams attempted as many threes as the Warriors but shot below 30%. The result? A league full of teams jacking up threes and bricking more often than not. This surge in three-point attempts isn't limited to the NBA. It's trickled down to college, high school, and even youth basketball. Coaches at all levels have embraced the philosophy that the three-point shot is the ultimate equalizer. But this widespread adoption has led to a decline in fundamental skills like post play and mid-range shooting. In essence, Curry's influence has reshaped the way basketball is taught and played worldwide. It's also worth noting how the numbers have redefined success. Players who excel at shooting threes, even without other well-rounded skills, are more likely to secure roster spots and lucrative contracts. This has made the three-point shot not just a strategy, but a career necessity for many. This brings us to one of the biggest criticisms of Curry's impact. The quality of basketball has suffered. Take a recent example, the December 13th matchup between the Bulls and Hornets. The two teams combined to shoot 22% from three, missing 75 shots from deep. Fans who paid hundreds of dollars to watch the game were treated to a brick fest, and social media lit up with complaints about the state of the league. In the past, teams relied on a mix of strategies, post-play, mid-range shots, and fast breaks. Today, the focus is overwhelmingly on the three-point line. Players who shouldn't be taking deep shots are now hoisting them up regularly. This shift has led to accusations that the NBA has become predictable and, at times, unwatchable. Consider the ripple effects on player development. Young players now prioritize shooting from distance over other skills, hoping to emulate Curry's success. However, without his precision and work ethic, many fall short. The result is a generation of players with one-dimensional skill sets, further contributing to the league's reliance on the three-point shot. Beyond the court, this has influenced fan engagement. While some fans are thrilled by high-scoring games, others miss the diverse styles of play that defined previous eras. The lack of balance has created a divide, with some claiming that the game has lost its artistry in favor of raw numbers. As the three-point trend continues, the backlash grows louder. Some fans argue that the NBA has lost its identity. Gone are the days of dominant big men like Shaquille O'Neal or versatile scorers like Kobe Bryant. Instead, we have 7-footers like Victor Wembanyama taking 9 threes per game, hitting only 33% of them. Critics claim this obsession with threes has made the game less exciting, with fewer highlight-worthy dunks and fast-paced sequences. Even the media has jumped on the bandwagon. Headlines like, "Has the three-point shot ruined the NBA?" dominate sports talk shows. Analysts argue that the league is too reliant on analytics, prioritizing efficiency over creativity. Some blame Curry directly, saying his success has set an unattainable standard that players are trying and failing to replicate. But it's not just pundits who are vocal. Players themselves have weighed in. Former stars like Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal have lamented the loss of physicality and variety in today's game. They argue that the reliance on threes diminishes the importance of other aspects, like post moves and defensive intensity, which once defined championship teams. Additionally, viewership metrics have shown a decline in certain demographics. While young fans gravitate toward the spectacle of long-range shooting, older fans yearn for the grit and grind of past eras. The NBA's challenge lies in balancing these preferences to maintain its broad appeal. Steph Curry himself has addressed the backlash. In one memorable moment, he joked, "Stop tagging me in these horrible basketball clips. I didn't tell y'all to shoot that stuff." His point is clear. Curry never encouraged players to take bad shots. He simply worked harder than anyone to perfect his craft. Curry's skill level is unique. He spends hours refining his shooting mechanics, mastering angles, and building the stamina to maintain his accuracy late in games. The problem isn't Curry, it's that other players are trying to imitate him without putting in the same work. Moreover, Curry has emphasized the importance of adaptability. While his three-point shooting grabs headlines, his ability to read defenses, move off the ball, and create opportunities for teammates is just as crucial to his success. These aspects of his game often go overlooked by those who focus solely on his shooting. Curry has also expressed pride in inspiring young players, but cautions against oversimplifying his style. He frequently highlights the role of discipline and creativity in achieving greatness, urging players to develop a well-rounded approach. If Steph Curry isn't to blame, who is? The answer lies with the analytics-driven approach that now dominates the league. Teams have data showing that three-pointers are more efficient than mid-range shots, leading coaches to design game plans that prioritize volume over variety. This shift has been great for some teams, like the Boston Celtics, who launch an average of 51 threes per game and consistently outscore opponents. But for every success story, there are countless teams struggling to adapt. Players are given the green light to take shots they aren't equipped to make, and fans are left watching games filled with low percentage attempts. It's worth noting that the reliance on analytics isn't inherently bad. Numbers have always been part of sports strategy. The issue arises when analytics overshadow other elements, like creativity and instinct. Basketball at its core is an art form, and reducing it to a series of calculations risks alienating both players and fans. Furthermore, coaches and general managers share responsibility. By emphasizing three-point shooting in roster construction, they've created an environment where players feel compelled to prioritize this skill above all else. This top-down approach has shaped the league's current identity, for better or worse. The three-point shot isn't the problem, it's the lack of balance. Basketball at its best is a mix of strategies, where threes are a weapon, not the entire arsenal. Teams like the Milwaukee Bucks have shown that you can dominate from beyond the arc while still incorporating other elements, like strong interior play and defense. One potential solution is revisiting the rules to incentivize diverse play styles. For example, adjusting the three-point line or increasing the value of shots inside the arc could encourage teams to vary their strategies. Another approach is emphasizing player development programs that focus on well-rounded skill sets, ensuring future stars can excel in multiple facets of the game. Fans, too, play a role in shaping the league's future. By demanding a more entertaining product, they can push teams and the NBA itself to prioritize balance balance over trends. After all, the league's success depends on its ability to engage its audience. Finally, the league could explore marketing efforts that celebrate all aspects of the game, from long-range sharpshooting to gritty defensive plays. Highlighting a wider variety of skills would help reinforce basketball's depth and appeal. So did Steph Curry ruin the NBA? The truth is, he didn't. Curry is a once-in-a-generation talent who pushed the game to new heights. The real issue lies with teams and players who misunderstand what made him great. It's not just about shooting threes, it's about mastering your craft, adapting to the game, and playing to your strengths. Curry's legacy will always be tied to the three-point revolution, but that's not a bad thing. He showed us what's possible when you combine skill, hard work, and innovation. Now it's up to the league to ensure that the game continues to evolve in a way that honors its past while embracing its future. And if you think Curry's story is fascinating, wait until you hear about the time he took on Kobe Bryant in one of the most unforgettable matchups in NBA history. Stay tuned for that breakdown next.